Hello and welcome to my channel where I'm tackling the tricky part about learning phonics in Year 1 head on. Alternative spelling choices and knowing how to pronounce the same representations of letters in different words can seem like a minefield, so I've put this film together to make them so much easier to explain. By the end of this film, you'll know all of the spelling rules you'll need to teach the I family spectacularly well in Year 1 and beyond. The most common way of spelling the phoneme or sound I in words is with an IGH. This is usually taught in reception class and you'll usually find it in the middle of words. For example, you'll recognise words like light, sight and night, and a bit longer words like bright, fright and flight. When children begin Phase 5 phonics, it's a really good idea to learn the most obvious alternative spellings first. So for example, IGH in the middle of words and IE, which is usually found at the end of words. There aren't many words with an IE ending, but some examples could include pie, tie, lie and die. Try to avoid plurals like tries, which change the original or root word, or past tense words like lied, where the ending disproves the rule we're trying to teach, as these will just confuse the children until they are secure. Once the children know that the I and E together make the I sound or phoneme, it's easy to teach the next alternative for the I sound, which is the split digraph I. This is when the I and the E make the sound I but are split with a letter squeezed in the middle. You'll recognise words with an I split digraph like kite, line, shine, wide, and even longer words like inside. Another common way of spelling the I sound or phoneme is by using the letter Y at the end of words. Y is used to make the I sound or phoneme at the end of words which are made up of one syllable. So the children will need to have a basic understanding of syllables as beats in a word before they master this rule. Words like buy, try, shy, cry, dry, fly and sky would be really good examples of this rule. To avoid overwhelm, avoid words like goodbye, which is an exception, or two-syllable words like very or happy, where the Y makes an E sound. The final rule for teaching the I phoneme or sound that children need to get to grips with is when to pronounce the letter I by its sound, I, or by its letter name, I. The children will need to have a basic understanding of vowels and consonants before they master this rule, because I on its own becomes I rather than I in words followed by two consonants, usually ND, LD or NT. For example, words like kind, find, blind, child, mild and pint. Mint would be a really good exception to avoid at this stage. So there you have it, 5 really simple rules to teach the different ways of spelling the I sound or phoneme spectacularly well. Remember, there are always exceptions to avoid, but as a general rule of thumb to get the children started, IGH is most often found in the middle of words, IE is at the end of words, and these words are rare. The split digraph I also makes the I sound, but the letters are split with a letter squeezed in the middle. Y is the most common way of spelling I at the end of one-syllable words, not to be confused with when it makes E at the end of two-syllable words, and I on its own says I rather than I when it's followed by two consonants, most commonly ND, LD, or NT. Comment below and let me know how you got on. I'd love to hear from you. These rules are really quite tricky and it's so easy for the children to become overwhelmed. So my top tip to avoid this as much as possible is to make sure that the children can really hear where different sounds are in words and that they have a basic understanding of what syllables, vowels and consonants are before you begin to teach these different spelling alternatives. If you found this video helpful, I've got a freebie that I think will be really useful for you too. It's a PDF guide of all of the alternative spellings and pronunciations that you'll need to be able to teach Phase 5 spectacularly well. It's linked in the description below. I've also included a link to some free slides that I use to make the alternative spellings and pronunciations really obvious to the children. I use these as slides, but I also use them as visual prompts to remind the children of the rules we've been learning throughout the day. I find these really helpful and the children really engage with them. And if you're working with children with any kinds of phonic gaps and you're looking for some inspiration for how to spot and address the phonic gaps for rapid results, then check out these videos. They give you some really simple games that you can play to support children without having to spend hours on planning and resourcing. If this video has been useful, don't forget to give it a quick thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and click the bell to be notified for new phonics and early reading videos every single Thursday. And we'd love you to come and join our Letters and Sounds Facebook community, where we're a group of teachers and teaching assistants from all over the world sharing top tips and ideas for phonics every single day. See you soon!